2 engines.
Fight the fire. To the 2.
Feathering 2. To the top here. Fighting fire. Number 2 feathered.
Okay, call out tower for landing instructions. Can you get a visual check on number 2? Got it.
Okay, you're cleared.
Okay.
Carburetor air. As required. CAI. Air conditioning body heaters. Off. Column oil cooler flaps. TBS. TBS is on. Override. Take off. Intercooler flaps. Intercooler flaps is closed. Landing lights. As required. Gear.
Hold the gear.
We'll hold the gear. Radio altimeter.
High range.
Low range. ADI is off. Wing flaps as required. Roger. Pre-landing check complete.
Okay. Stand by on the gear and the flaps, right?
Oklahoma Cityans have been taking the air raid siren test pretty calmly in general downtown here. We overheard these remarks near our camera. One man said, "What's up, Sputnik?" Said another, "Where's the nearest air raid cellar?" A woman said, "Let's hope it never happens for real." They were testing 2 types of siren, one fixed, the other a rotating type of sound, to see which will be best for the needs of Oklahoma City, and which the $9,000 raised by the PTA and to be matched by federal funds would be best spent for. Up on the roof with the siren were the civil defense officials and city and county officials. One of them said that it cleared out my head pretty good. The sound was so ear-splitting and I got rid of a bad cold. A Dell City woman phoned in to ask what was wrong, so it appears that at least the sirens are more efficient than they expected to be, and the sentiment of all those who had time fittingly expressed by the woman who said, "Let's hope it never happens."
Now, what do you think about the 1 to 9 cut down on your escaping gas ratio? Well, you know that the greater the volume in there, the more pressure there is. And the more pressure there is, the more thrust. But if you have the nozzle hole larger, that means you have a larger area but less pressure, and it's kind of a mix-up whether you get more thrust or not. We go ahead and build this 3-stage rocket with the amount of mass dropped to be enough to account for the extra mass of the fins, tails, nozzle section and such? Yeah, I think so, because the mass ratio of the first stage, it has to carry the first 2. With the second stage, it only has to carry 1 besides itself. And so it doesn't increase linearly if you take, it isn't like this. If you take 3 stages, it isn't, you'll go 3 times as fast, it'll be more, so you'll get better efficiency and all.
Dean Snyder, with our current strong emphasis and trend toward science, what will this mean to the youth of today?
Well, I think it will mean two things, at least. First of all, I'm sure that quite a few youngsters who have never had the opportunity to learn what science is about and to decide whether or not they'd like to go into it will have that opportunity because of the increased emphasis put on science teaching in the high schools. And secondly, and more important perhaps, a great many youngsters who have not been able to go to college and who would like to be scientists and who have the ability will now, under some sort of federal subsidization, have scholarships and that sort of thing to see them through college to become scientists if they want to be.
What are the two requirements that you think a youth should have for going into the scientific field?
Well, this is very easy. There are two requirements that are absolutely essential. One is the ability to use his native language clearly and precisely. And the other is some basic grounding in mathematics, at least simple arithmetic.
Is it possible, sir, that the scientific field could become overcrowded with these scientifically trained youth to the point where only a few could be really utilized by their country, others wasted?
Yes, I'm sure that could happen. It's possible to glut the market with any product, and I'm sure that there could be, in the future, more scientists than we need. And this is, of course, the reason why we must be very careful to emphasize equally the humanities and the social sciences and all the other things that are so important in our social understanding in the world of today.
Badly postponed by weather and technical failures, rephoned again due to high winds, delayed through the evening last night by minor technical bugs, but eventually that 72-foot tall rocket stood ready for launching, flanked on the right by an instrument tower, throwing off typical clouds of white vapor from the intense cold of the liquid oxygen in an orbit, an average 300 miles high, spinning round the world at 8, hot spark-like pieces spilling off, out of control, doubling back toward the Cape. In the blockhouse, the range safety officer pushed the button marked destruct, and the flight was over. Moments later, on the Missile Center intercom, the announcement came, test number 243 is terminated. It was finished. They say at the Cape that no rocket that gets off the ground is ever a failure, since you learn things from its flight. But since this was supposed to be a test of second and third stage, it got into trouble with the first stage. No answers from the Navy as yet. The falling pieces of fiery debris must be